Hi all, it's Met from Met TV. Today I'm going to do some questions and answers on the MGHS. I have the exclusive in the manual. I get a lot of private messages, which is absolutely fine. Please carry on, happy to help. So common questions are the driving mode. People are asking about the MPG, software update, so I'll go through that. The auto high beam, which is one of the settings within the software update, and for some reason some people's miles per hour have changed to kilometers an hour, so I'll go through that. Other questions I've been asked is how to connect your CarPlay with an iPhone, how to reset the mileage, DAB radio. So we'll go through some of these questions. So on the miles per gallon, I always drive in eco mode. Now the reason I do this is because when you accelerate, if you go faster than what the car class as being in eco, it will automatically just switch to normal, and then as you start cruising, it will switch back to eco. So in my head, it's best to keep it in eco, because then you've got the best of both worlds. If you keep it in normal all the time, when you're cruising, you're not going to be using the eco mode. So leave it in eco. When you need to put your foot down, you can put your foot down, accelerate, get up to speed and carry on. So second most common question is the software updates. So what I will do is swing the camera around. So let me show you what happens with the software update when you start the car. So you basically get the MG logo, does that one scan, and that's it. So if you're getting a load of messages before you haven't got the software update, so I would highly recommend getting this done. As you'll see on another video that I've done, it gets rid of all the bongs, the triple horn when you get out the car, if you've left your key in the car. But the most annoying bit was if a passenger got out, you'd get this triple horn. So the software updates fixed that. It's also done the auto high beam, the miles per hour, kilometers an hour. So I'll quickly show you that. Now it is on display, unit settings, and there you can see miles, kilometers. Got your fuel consumption. I don't even know what that one is. So that's that. Your auto high beam is on the car settings, I believe, and it's under lighting. There you go, auto high beam. Now I tested this out. We drove up to Scotland recently to do the North Coast 500, and as we was going on, some of the roads up there are like pitch black. It automatically comes on. As soon as it detects another light way ahead, whether it's a front light or a back light, it switches it off. It's very, very clever. Didn't have a single problem with it, so I've left it on. One of the other questions I've been asked is how to reset the miles per hour. It is literally, you press and hold OK, resets, and the same for your current journey. Press and hold, resets that. Now connecting your iPhone was one of the other questions. I'll put that back to home. Now I would recommend getting or using your proper iPhone leads. Now I was trying to be clever. I brought a red lead to try and make it look nice to match obviously like the stitching of the car. Now for your Apple CarPlay, it has to be plugged into the left port. But as I said, make sure you've got a good lightning lead or an original iPhone Apple lead, otherwise it doesn't seem to work as well. So your phone will come up with CarPlay, the screen automatically changes, that lights up green, press that, that's my Google Maps, I'll press that one, I'll get all the apps. Now one of the other questions I got asked was, can you have Amazon Music? So I've had a look, and you can have your Google Music, Amazon Music, your music loaded on your phone, Spotify. There's probably a couple of other apps. You've got your podcasts there. I've got this one, Radio Player app. Now, when we went up to Scotland, the DAB radio sort of cut out in certain areas, but because we had a signal on our phone, we was able to carry on playing the radio through the radio app. So that was a really good app to have. Waze is a popular sat navigation app. Now this one, if you press that, you will get half of like a audio screen and then half map. So you can play around, or if you want full screen, press that. Obviously, if you want your music, you press that. Go back to apps. The MG one will just take you back to your home screen. So that's that. So another question I got asked was about radio. Now, I've never used FM radio. I've only used DAB. So to get your stations up, it was, I remember that one, and then you've got, they're categorized, so you've got like BBC national stations, your national, and it tells you how many stations are in each category. So if you're looking for a Pacific DAB radio station, you might need to go through each one and look for what you're looking for. I mainly listen to Kiss, History, so mine's under the D1 National, and you got your Talk Sport and other bits and bobs like that. Now, once you've got a station that you like, you've got 5 presets. Just press and hold it, and that will save that station. And then, as you can see, I've got History, Kiss, Capital Dance. Now let's have a look at FM, because I say I've never used it, and as you can probably see, I've got one station saved in there. So let's have a look. So I guess you just press that. Oh, and it just sort of scans. Let's go to 95.8. I know. So that's capital. Oh, so it will say capital. Now, is this the same? You can press that. Oh, so you can press that again, and look, you've got your stations here. So for the gentleman that asked me, so Kiss, that should go to. So that should be 100. There you go, 100. So again, it's the same as DAB. You just press that, and it gives you a list. Let's go back to DAB. Now, one other thing to note is your DAB radio will always be, I would say, 5 notches higher than when you've connected your phone. That's another question I get asked quite a lot. So just bear that in mind. It's not, your system's not working correctly, or the equalizers are not working correctly. So, you know, just bear that in mind, that for whatever reason, DAB radio does seem to come out louder. Now, if you press audio, these are your settings. So I have the system beeps on key beeps, adaptive volume. So when you've got your sat nav going, if your radio's on loud or your music's on loud and it wants to give you direction, it quietens down the music, gives you direction, and then your music comes back onto the volume you've got set. Equalizer, another question I get asked a lot. Now, I used to be a DJ, so I've always been told to have your equalizer in kind of a smiley face. I think it's personal preference depending on what you like to listen to. I mainly listen to garage and R&B, so I quite like it quite deep on the bass. But I suppose if you're listening to different types of music, you may well adjust that. So have a play around with that, and then it will come up custom, and then you've got your other preset. Soundstage. Now, a lot of people have asked me a question that their back speakers don't work. I've been led to believe the back speakers will only work if you've got the exclusive. But I can't be 100% sure on that, but this is what I've been told by other users that have got the Excite, that the exclusive is the only model that has the speakers all the way around. So I had mine on this one, and then the virtual subwoofer, I don't know if that really makes a difference, but I'll keep it on. So that's just sound settings. Let's have a look if there was any other settings. I think that's basically it. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I would say, maybe you guys could comment on this, is when it comes to the clock's going forward an hour or back. For the first sort of half day, I've had to manually do mine and then put it back to GPS. It doesn't seem to pick it up straight away. I don't know if anyone else has had that. So on the lane assist, as I mentioned before with the software update, now I've got the software update done, I think the car works perfect, because you go back over here, you can see the little amber car in the lines. So as you're driving along, the car will pick up the lines off the lanes, keeps you in, and that goes green. Now when you want to indicate, before, even if you indicated, the car bombed. It was very annoying. Now with the update, when you indicate, you move into the next lane, it doesn't bomb. So to me, that's how the system should work. I emailed MG, I think quite a few other people emailed MG, and eventually I think they've listened, and it's now been updated, and as I've said, I think the car's now perfect. One other tip with the cruise control, now this is for the manual drivers, because obviously the automatic, you have the adaptive cruise control. Now, so with the manual, you obviously pull the stick towards you, cruise control comes on, you get a little amber clock in the corner, so you accelerate up to the speed you want, press the little button, and then it tells you your speed on the dashboard. Now if you say you're going 70 miles an hour, you brake, you come back down to 60. Before, I was accelerating back up to 70, resetting it again. Now I didn't realise, if you see here, it says resume. So say you have had to brake, just pull the thing back towards you, and it will automatically remember the last setting you've had. I'll just cut that off. It remembers the last speed that you had, and so say I was going 70, I've had to brake. When I know I can go back up to 70, pull it towards me, it will take me back up to, and it'll accelerate back up to 70 without me having to do anything. And another thing I've noticed is, as you go down the motorway, we all know you get the matrix boards, going 70, and then it'll tell you, oh, you need to go down to 60. Now you could just notch it down, but if you actually just physically hold it down, it will start bringing it down. And the same for accelerate. If you was on 60 in a 60 mile an hour zone, and you could then go up to your 70, you can just press it up and just keep your finger up, and you'll see the counter on the screen. It will go up to back up to, say, from 60 up to 61, and when you get up to 70, you just let go of it and it just automatically resets it. You don't need to press set. So that's another handy tip. Other questions I've been asked are where I got my windows tinted. I got mine done in northwest London from a company called Eurotint. I paid £140. It's right next to the Car Giant place, so you literally drive past the Car Giant place, you go around the corner, follow it round, and you'll come to a place called Eurotint. I got mine to match, I'll open the skyline, so my windows matched my skyline. I've done that so it kind of looks natural. The other things I've had done are the calipers. There's a gentleman that was on the MGHS group, Steve Cleans. So if you guys look him up, he's a mobile guy. He comes to your house, he paints your calipers there and then, and away you go. But highly recommend that as well. And then other things, you know, you've got your cup holder things. Right, I might show you there. Can't get to that one. One in your glove compartment. Now the one in the glove compartment, you can see it, it is upside down, and the reason for that is, one in the centre console, the reason that one's upside down is they were designed for left hand drive, so bear that in mind as well. I think that's all the questions that I can think of. If there's any other questions, pop them in the comments and I'll answer them for you. And yeah, so that's my questions and answers on the MGHS. As I've said before, with the update, I now think the car's perfect. You know, there's loads of stuff online if you want to sort of like pimp your car out and add a few bits, I say like the mats, etc., and stuff like that. I've seen other bits and bobs like brake light covers and all sorts. I have literally today just upgraded my fog lamps to LED, and I've put them on, seem to be fine. I've got no warning messages on the screen. I'll come back out later. I'll stick a post on the MGHS group just to show a picture of them later on tonight when it's a bit darker. I'll take a picture of the panel. There's 5 screws you undo, and you can literally just pop your hand up. You do like a quarter turn, take the light out. Just be careful you don't put your fingers on the light bulb itself. Undo the little clips, put the new ones on. If you do decide to upgrade them to LED ones, when you're putting it back in, remember it's a quarter turn, so you want your fixing, say like at 1/4 or 1/4, so then you're turning it anti-clockwise or clockwise back round, so the fixing is pointing face down. Now when you take out the old bulbs, you'll see there's 3 metal clips at the bottom of the bracket. On the LED ones, they're plastic, so that's the bit that you have to line up. That goes in, and you won't be able to quarter turn it until they're in line, and you'll know because it will slot in, and then you can quarter turn it, and they pop back in. So that's it, guys. Hopefully them questions and answers answer a few of your problems. Give us a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate that. We're up to 350 subscribers. It'd be really good if we can get up to 500, and even better if we can get up to 1,000. That's the aim. Yeah, so please carry on sending me your questions, and I'll happily answer them. Thanks for watching the video, and see you soon.